Are you satisfied? There's nowhere to go. I've been paralyzed. Well, I'll never do anything for you, you didn't know. Now the feeling is gone, you're wrong, just leave it alone, leave it alone. Are you satisfied? We've been here before. I don't recognize you no more. Well, my mama, she told me before that you were the one, you were the one. What does she know? She doesn't know that you treat me wrong. Leave it alone. Are you satisfied? Are you
Well, howdy, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to X4 Star Wars Mod. So today, I'm going to try to make this as quick and as painless as possible, but we're going to talk about basic carry operations. Now, how did I get to basic carry operations? Because we talked about this during live streams, and we were really talking about wolf packs, but I figured the best way to start is go over basic carry operations and what the roles of all the ships are. So that's what we're going to go over today, and probably try to get some combat in. Don't know yet. It's basically about the information that we're going to cover. Now, we're going to start with the fact that all your carrier operations and all your carrier compositions are going to change based on varying format depending on which faction that you're building your fleet around.
Hello.
Now, I know this is really corny, but yeah, I call it Cinnamon. And that stands for all the factions, so we're going to go through all the factions here. And what ship types that they have. So I grouped all the ones that are basically the exact same, no matter which way you look at it. It's like, yeah, there's going to be multiple factions in there, but it all spells out Cinnamon, I know. But Cinnamon. So yeah. So like, for example, we're just going to look at the Empire real quick. It's like the Empire, you'd probably build an ISD and then have, you know, Victory 2s and Vindicators and Raider class Corvettes and all that jazz, building up one fleet to support the ISD and its carrier composition. Protect the carrier. But we're going to go through all of the ships. So what are we talking about when we're talking about the different classes of ships? So this is pretty important, and it's hard to really read based on X4. So yeah, extra larges are going to be your carriers, battleships, and dreadnoughts. Then you're going to have your large, which is going to be your that's a big array here. We get the heavy cruiser, light carrier, the regular cruiser, more like a like escort destroyers and such. And then you also have frigates as well. So frigates are going to be falling into two categories. They're going to be falling in between medium and light because of, if you look at it, you got like the Nebulon B, which is classified as a frigate, but it's more like a light cruiser. And then you've got stuff like the Saferna Hammerhead frigate, and that is an M class. And it basically fits in between the two. So frigate's a big, wider range in Star Wars, but really think about what the Star Wars ship is and what it entails. But for the M class, we got the Corvette, of course, and the frigates, and then we also have the fighter. And we're going to go more in depth with that later. We're not going to go too in depth on it right now. So yeah, that goes over the basic stuff. But back to Cinnamon. Today we are looking at the Intergalactic Commerce Guild, or Independent Commerce Guild. One of the two. Anyways, so what is our composition for today? So our composition is we have a bunch of AEG 77 Corvettes with us, as well as Geonosian frigates ×2, Munificent with hard cell frigate escorts and AEG 77 escorts as well. Same thing with Providence, AEG 77s with a hard cell and all of its fighter complement. And then the Recussant class, same thing, AEG 77 Corvette with a hard cell and its basic fighter composition. And then we have all the fighter and bomber composition for the Lucrehulk. So that's our total composition, and it can get pretty crazy. Just like when I was making the save, I completely forget to get a harbor, so that's why we're going to be adding that.
Jump beacon, Jabim.
Alright, so we are going to be jumping in hot, and once we do,
Autopilot, disengage.
there's going to be a lot of enemy vessels on the other side of here, and we are just Providence with escorts. We got one hard cell, 2 AEGs, but plenty of fighter complement, but they're all currently docked. So we're going to keep them docked that way. Alright, so now we're going to get straight to the meat and potatoes. And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to carrier ops. And I have everything docked, and we have plenty of enemy vessels that we're going to be engaging. So how many hyenas do we have after doing combat? So we have 37 hyenas. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to divide this up basically 5 per. And start hitting these Arquettans straight off the bat. Now, this is going to be fixed with 6.0, and I can't wait. Mainly because of the bombardability basically replaces this. And it basically sets it up to have your attacking craft attack the correct target that they need to attack. We're going to leave those hyenas for which one we want to prioritize. Okay, so now we have some vultures here. Now, what we want the vultures to do is basically clean up some of this mess of fighters and bombers and such. So we're going to actually prioritize the bombers. But we need to keep all of the enemy fighters distracted. So we got 3 ARC 170s. ARC 170s are going to be really, really tough to take down. So how many vultures do we have? We have 35. So there's 3 each. So that means that we can put 10 on each one. Now, the other thing is, too, is that a lot of people don't utilize the pause button. And all it is pause break on your keyboard. That's all you need. Now, for our last vultures here, we're going to have them engage the BTLBs with the Tri-Droids. And that's what I mainly want the Tri-Droids to focus in on, is going to be getting to these BTLBs. We need to keep those away from the carrier. Let the carrier do its work. Okay, now for the Tri-Droid interceptors, which we have 9. So we basically put 3 for one of these BTLBs. All right. So let's play out and let's try to get this ship turned into the engagement. And we're going to focus this one first.
Cruiser.
All the bombers are letting loose.
Might as well just eject.
All right, we're going to start putting it straight in reverse because they're trying to get in behind us and we don't want that. Positioning is key when it comes to carriers, but right now we're mainly focusing in on what we want our secondaries to do.
Coming right up.
Awaiting orders.
Affirmative.
All right, so we're going to pause again, and now we're going to get to our AEGs, which we've got currently engaging the Arquitans. That's not what we want. We actually want our AEGs to come over here and engage this as soon as possible. Now, the hard cell is right here, and we mainly want it to intercept this Arquitans right here. Because we should have these two in the bag just with the Providence. And that third one's getting a pounding right now from bombers. And we've lost quite a few already, so if we look through our hyenas, we're still at 37. There's the vultures that we're losing. Yep. Yep, I don't know what's bailing. Alright,
Looking for a fight?
we're
are
going
you?
to keep
Okay,
moving
Something
this way.
else. Confirmed.
You can't withstand our fire.
Awaiting orders.
Alright, let's see if we can get these other turrets on.
Confirmed.
I can give you more trouble now.
Awaiting orders.
More proton torpedoes out. But we're engaging another one.
Awaiting
So
orders.
those are Arquitans down. Now we're going to try to dive here.
Awaiting orders. Looking for a fight, are you? Okay,
Lots of
then.
Arquitans
We're
are
heading.
here.
You don't stand it.
But we're looking pretty healthy, I believe. Yeah, we're still pretty healthy.
Awaiting orders.
Now this in no means that the
Awaiting
Providence is overpowered. Like you could easily do the same thing with a Venator.
to get it now.
So as you can see, we're just basically cleaning up now. And this is the one thing that I don't like about interception and why the pause
Danger.
button is so important is that we have all of our fighters limit training on one target and one target alone. And that's basically a big problem with the AI. So what a lot of people don't really focus in on is the fighters and utilizing them into a better situation. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch it back to attack all targets in range. So that way they'll separate all of them to try to engage multiple targets. So far we're fine. Taking a little hull damage mainly from the missiles and such, but shields are holding up good.
Danger.
Fighters are doing their thing. Fighters are staying around our carrier, and that's where we want to keep them. We don't want them to fly out and, you know, get distracted or get pulled away. Okay, so the defender's coming in close. Now we can go ahead and we can launch our bombers, and our bombers are going straight for the Venator. And this is what's going to give us our edge over the Venator. Is that we've got tons and tons of bombers coming in specifically just to engage that Venator. And we're now being engaged by the Venator.
Danger.
That's going to hurt. That's painful. Okay, all of our bombers and such are launching now, and let's see what they do on the first pass. Oh, that is a lot of missiles.
Incoming missile. Danger.
That, my friend, is nothing.
We found something out here.
Taking serious damage. Confirmed.
There we go. Look at all the health damage that we have done to that vendor now. So the bombers are really doing their thing. I'm trying to move, but I'm getting engaged with some sort of ion. And it's slowing us down really, really terribly. He is trying to keep those guns oriented towards us.
Awaiting orders. Something hit us. Confirmed.
And that should be the end of this vendor once those missiles impact.
Awaiting
There it
orders.
goes. So that's basically a rough idea and a rough estimate on carrier operations and what all the things that you need. And it's like,
Awaiting orders.
I am going to talk a little about it. One more thing, and this is going to be the most important thing that we're going to be showcasing here at the end here,
Something hit us.
is,
Acknowledged.
hang on. Gotta get the loot first. Alright. Harbors. Auxiliary class ships. So the reason why those are important, make sure that you're always stocked. Make sure they're stocked up with plenty of supply. Because if they're not, then you're gonna have a lot of other problems. Mainly logistical, and I'm going to showcase that further in a future episode. But I just want to basically go over things that people overlook when it comes to playing X4 Foundations of the Star Wars mod. It's like you really have to focus in on your fighters, whereas in base game vanilla, the large ships, the extra large ships can really take care of themselves. But if you get swarmed by a ton of fighters, there's not really a whole lot you're going to be able to do, and the carriers really, really focus in on that aspect. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Oh yeah, the harbor. Before I forget.
Serious damage.
So with the harbor, oh, I need to get you out of there. Because all those ships are now engaging over there. But as you guys can see, plenty of these are actually going back to the harbor now, and they're going to refit. They're going to get bombs. They're going to replenish their health. They're going to replace damaged systems, and the harbor has to have stuff on board to do so. So like the advanced composites, missile components, smart chips, and energy cells. And they'll actually gather that on their own, so long as that you have, if I go to, well, actually I did all the trading for it by itself, but what I was going to get at is if we go to, let's go to the high tech, and we want our traders. Okay, so I can set a steady transport to trade for commander. And by doing so, if I put the alpha, whenever the harbor comes into sector, they'll actually go out and replenish the wares that the harbor needs, so the harbor doesn't have to dock itself. But anyways, hope you guys have enjoyed. And like I said, make sure you guys stock up on your auxiliary, because that is a really good thing to have. I mean, you can do the same with, Providence and such. They can get like the basic repairs and the basic missile loadout, stuff like that, but you're not going to be able to re-outfit your ships. Whereas you can with, auxiliary ships. Anyways, hope you guys have enjoyed, and as always, catch you in the next one. Laters, everybody.